to you, children of God, and welcome to today's edition of God's Protectorates Confraternity's Word, titled Churches Engaged in Business Activities Should, as a matter of compulsion, pay tax to government. Yes, recently, about a few days ago, 1 or 2 days ago, I had a video with the topic churches should compulsorily pay tax. And two Christian brothers gave posers, two different posers to the issue at hand, which I thought it was reasonable to share with everyone. The first Christian brother said it was wrong for me to have used the Bible portion that I used in my topic. That was Matthew 22 from verses 15 to 22. That talked about giving unto Caesar what belonged to Caesar, when Jesus Christ was approached by the Pharisees to ask him whether they should pay tax. The Christian brother said that verse actually applied only to pastors, single entities, single persons, not churches. Yes, and I replied him that, well, at that period, corporate entities did not exist. Tax-paying corporate entities did not exist as at the time the scriptures were written. So it was the taxable persons were only taxable. Only human beings were taxable. So there weren't corporate organizations to be taxed. So, and again, I let him know that references, either biblical or legal references, don't have to completely relate with the issue in question. References, that is why you use the word reference. You make a reference to something. It does not mean that it has to be exactly the same as what you are referring to, and exactly the same as the topic you are on. Make reference to show that this is similar to this. This is akin to this. That is it. That doesn't have to be exact. So I let him know that. And of course, on the issue of the paying of tax by pastors or by churches, so I let him know that as at that time, there was nowhere in the scriptures I could have found churches or mosques or other corporate organizations being taxed, and wouldn't have found a Bible verse at that time to explain that. So that went that way. And of course, yes, and I also let him know that yes, normally in developed economies, in developed countries, churches are taxed. They are tax exempt when holding charitable activities, but when involved in business activities, they are taxed. So any church that is involved in business activities is taxed in developed countries, in developed economies. Any churches involved, any charitable activities that churches are involved in are not taxed, including spreading the gospel. Spreading the gospel in such economies, in such places, are also seen as charitable efforts, so they are not taxed. So, and tax payment by, of course, by clergymen. I also mentioned that, yes, it will be proper. Yes, pastors or priests working in churches or dioceses could be taxed, but that should not prevent churches and organizations from paying tax to government. They are two different things. And as my own late father, as a cleric in the Nigerian Anglican Communion, paid tax all the days that he worked. I saw the taxes. Yes, I saw the payments, and I saw the receipts of all that. Now that goes for that. Then another Christian brother, very clever Christian brother, also mentioned that it will amount to double taxation if he as an individual pays money to his church, maybe in forms of tithe or whatever, offerings and all that, and the church is taxed. So I had to ask him that, but you pay personal tax, all right, on your monies, and then you put your money in the bank, and then that bank that you put your money into is also taxed by government. I said, would you be good to claim that the charges on your bank also amounts to double taxation? Yeah, and I let him know that double taxation is difficult to beat. It's a problem the world over that even brighter and more virile economies are still battling to overcome. So that was how the whole thing went, and I felt I should let other people know about it, so that in case there are people who had the same questions, I wouldn't need again to be answering such. That's why I decided to share this. So normally, right now, the notion is that churches that are involved in businesses should pay tax to government. Churches that are only into charity, anything that they do that is charitable, is untaxable. So that is just that. Thank you for listening. God bless you abundantly.